Why is Bill Gates running everything? Why does he get to decide that? You know, Bill Gates, I want to remind everyone, he wants to grow fake meat in a petri dish, and he wants us to drink poop water. So I don't know why we're letting Bill Gates decide our health decisions. But here's the deal. Bill Gates is very concerned about monkeypox because this is something apparently he can make a lot of money off of, and him and his other buddies.
Okay, so something Bill Gates, we were always gonna get there with monkeypox. You can't have an international virus scare without some billionaire being involved in it. And look, Bill Gates does wanna make money. I don't know, maybe he'll find some way, but they got into this really fast with the Bill Gates and the poop water, I guess. There's something, I don't go on those forums, so I don't get the poop water thing, but she does have more of this theory, and we wanna show it to you, so take a look at this.
That is disgusting. And it is terrifying. Nasty, horrible, big bubbles of pus on your skin. I mean, clearly nobody wants this. So they're gonna have pictures of all of these kind of terrifying images. They're gonna show children with this all over their faces. And of course, they're gonna be from, I don't know where they're gonna be from. And then they're gonna tell you, you have to wear a mask because if you get close to anyone's face and they spit on you, you're gonna contract this horrible, terrifying disease, monkeypox. But don't worry, you gotta go ahead. I know you have a Dr. Fauci pillow that you sleep with every night. We need to order your Bill Gates pillow. You should have a body pillow of Bill Gates, and you can cuddle with it every night because Bill Gates is gonna save the day.
I just want to remind everyone, in case you've forgotten, that she is still technically a congresswoman. Like, she obviously just wants to do a right-wing podcast. I mean, that's what they all want to do. That's why Madison Cawthorn, Ted Cruz has got his little podcast. They don't want to actually legislate. They just want to do this thing. But she's talking about like the pus and the pillows and trying to give her audience what they want. But she's supposed to be a congresswoman, Francesca. And here she is trying to scare people preemptively into, I don't know, being terrified of monkeypox on the one hand, and also trying to make you believe that it's nothing to worry about. Like simultaneously, it doesn't have anything to do with Bill Gates. He didn't make monkeypox. It's been around before Bill Gates existed.
Look, first of all, Marjorie Taylor Greene is the pus-filled boil of Congress. So she understands this disease better than anyone. But I love the future that we're staring down of like, hell yeah, get monkeypox to own the libs, you know, be an unapproachable, smelly, nasty, like just, you know, pus-filled, ridden MAGA stan to own the libs. We're owned, man. Do it. I don't care. Like, throw your little monkeypox parties where you like get a chimpanzee drunk and then you all try to get it, you know, in whatever ways we won't ask about. But like, that's where we're headed, is any amount. And again, it is funny, but it's also really sad because it has a lot to do with the fact that the healthcare system in this country is so inaccessible and so opaque to so many people because they don't have their doctor that they see regularly, or they are taught and always avoid the doctor. And while that's usually been for monetary reasons, now I think in this day and age, in a day of pandemics and vaccines, and misinformation, it's all about like, well, I don't know what they do anyway. I don't even know what medicine is. What about my supplement, right? So it's conflated, and we are the perfect rubes in this country for this kind of medical misinformation.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we focused on, you know, them attacking the CDC and the WHO in terms of these pandemics, but when you convince a solid third of the country, if not half, that you should not trust medical professionals, that is gonna have consequences across everything. And we won't always know, but it's coming. I love the weird projection about pillows. Like, we're not the ones who have a guy who's like a weird pillow man. That you guys like the political pillows. And Marjorie Greene, I literally watched you grope cardboard Trump's crotch on stage. Like, if we're talking about like holy icons or whatever, like you're the one who's worshiping these graven images. But anyway, here's the thing. Marjorie Greene's crazy. She ain't the only one. She is projecting out there to an audience that already believes a lot of these conspiracy theories. And we wanted to let you know about a few of the ones that are already spreading when it comes to monkeypox. So first of all, that it's a hoax, just in general. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's a virus. Like it's there now. It's been around before. It spread. The US, by the way, back in 2003, had an outbreak of monkeypox. It came about apparently from prairie dogs. Did they make it up then too? So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That the government is deliberately stoking fears about it. The government is literally trying to reassure people that this is not a serious thing. It's not the same as COVID. So again, they like the idea that the government is trying to terrify you, and they're not interested in whether there's any evidence that that's actually happening. That it's the new COVID-19. I don't know what that's supposed to mean specifically. It's scary, I guess, if you see the pictures, but there are some significant differences between COVID and monkeypox, so bear that in mind. That it is linked to COVID vaccines. So there's these maps going around showing the countries where it is starting to spread, and they're saying, well, these are the places that have vaccines. Or so one version of it is, well, it's spreading in only NATO countries. Isn't that weird? Well, it's not even true. Like it's literally developed. It's been for years in Africa. They're generally not big on NATO. Anyway, it's just there's a lot of nonsense going on out there that it's just shingles. That all the pictures are fake. That it's just a different disease that they're trying to pretend now.
Shingles is contagious as hell, man. Shingles is serious.
Yeah, but shingles is just herpes, and herpes is just, I don't know. There's a lot of misinformation. You're gonna. So if you're in the audience, you might come across some of this, but more likely when you hang out with your family, I need you to be ready for some absolute madness when it comes to monkeypox talk.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I'm gonna say is that if we had a more robust public health system in this country and more funding, that we would not be relying on any kind of billionaire money. And there is no link at this point between Gates and monkeypox. But again, he is invested in this. Absolutely, he's been in behind some of the COVID-19 vaccines, and he is interested and invested in like global health, et cetera, and like innovation on that level. But again, this is why we need to tax people like Bill Gates, so we can actually do some of that development ourselves, as government funded projects, which in part was how we even got a ramp up of the COVID-19 vaccine in the first place. That their dear darling Donald Trump absolutely helped. So thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks, DJ.
Yeah, we want to like they think that I guess that Bill Gates is a lefty and we want to raise his taxes. I want him to have a wealth tax like way bigger than even the ones that have been proposed. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, a lot of this doesn't. We didn't want to show you any more of that video than we actually had to of Marjorie Greene, but in it she says that the person in New York who appears to have gotten, or maybe she's talking about Massachusetts, appears to have gotten it from Canada, which apparently is true. And then she uses that as like an opportunity to make a really like shallow, like anti-Trudeau comment. But like, okay, so your point is that Trudeau's really bad, really ineffective. That's how monkeypox has been able to spread. So the government has a responsibility to stop these sorts of things, and they're doing a bad job. And then she immediately transfers over to, and they're gonna try to have you wear masks. So again, it's the government's responsibility. They've failed. That's why viruses are here, but you shouldn't do literally anything to stop it from spreading.
Right.
And me pointing this out is pointless because of course this has been their approach to the pandemic for nearly 2 years, and somehow it makes sense to their base. That Biden has allowed COVID to spread, that's bad. Thus Biden is bad, but you shouldn't let Biden do anything to stop it from spreading. And they believe those things simultaneously. They maintain amidst all of this suffering and death, those two directly contradictory positions.
Yep.
Anyway, also by the way, if we could jump ahead of the last graphic here, this is not gonna surprise anyone in terms of the conspiracy theories and all that online. But people are like in their reporting on this in the social media activity are implying that this is only a virus that affects gay people or something. So you shouldn't worry about it. That's not true. Like first of all, even if it was, it would be serious. So we should take it seriously, but it isn't true. That's another one of the bits of misinformation that's floating around. So it is our Monday Minutes because people are worried. You should not be as scared as you are of COVID, which is still killing more than 300 people a day reported in the US. So bear that in mind. Those are the facts as we have them right now. As things develop, we will talk more about it. And by the way, I was making a joke about shingles actually being these other things. That was not serious. I'm not saying those things are real. Let's be clear about that.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.